we go. Hey everybody, it's Jason Shadwick with Premier Guitar. We're at the Winter NAMM show in Anaheim. You just heard Sam, and I'm here with Kyle from Revv Amps, and you guys brought a new lunchbox amp to the show, the G20, which looks a lot like the D20, but a lot more gain, right?
That is correct. Thank you for stopping by again. It's always fun. So the D20, we came out with the first 2 notes torpedo embedded amp. We wanted to make a lunchbox amp. That was the first goal. So portable, less expensive. And we wanted that lunchbox amp to not be the lunchbox amp. We wanted it to sound amazing. And then we also wanted to put the 2 notes torpedo embedded technology for going direct to front of house or to interface with no cabinet, but it still sounds and feels amazing because of the reactive load. So we did that with a clean platform so people would have the most options last year. So the D20 was run it with pedals, run it with a modeler. We're here with the G20 because we did start out with a lot of high gain, and a lot of our customers asked us, we want the high gain one. Yep. So we put our purple channel, which is what the G stands for, the Generator Series purple channel, onto that platform, and it took a lot of R&D getting that big high headroom tube amp sound into the 20 watts, but it definitely paid off.
Yeah. So walk us through, I know some of the controls are similar to the D20, but kind of walk us through what controls you have on the front panel there.
Okay, so some of, it has a 3-band EQ and gain and volume, obviously. The difference is when you get to the gain channel, we brought on that push switch all 3 different aggression levels. So you have off, which will be the least amount of gain. Least amount of gain. And blue, which is like tighter and brighter. And red, which is the absolute most amount of gain, really fat and thick. Right, and we also added on this a wide voicing switch, which adds a little bit of extra subs to anything. That was a little extra trick. So we gave our designer Dan a list of things we needed in this amp, and that wasn't one of them. And he came back with it, and he was like, hey, this is how we're going to make this little gain amp sound massive. And it adds in some extra circuitry to just if you want to give that big thump of a 100-watt tube amp. And it also works on the clean channel to sound a little fuller.
And what people are hearing now, we're not miking up a cabinet, they're hearing directly out of the back of the amp.
Yes, these are the 2 notes simulated cabs directly out of the back, dialed in by us, and on the fronts we have some of our own Revv cabinet presets which use warehouse guitar speakers and 412, 212, 210 all on the front there. But you could edit any of that you want with, you could go in and pick other brands and speakers of cabinets from the 2 note store. You could pick any mic you want, 57, 121, 421. You can have 2 mics and you can blend them. You can add reverb. A lot of functionality with that, but the additional functionality that we wanted to put into the G20, because now it's full gain, 2-channel, is it's all MIDI programmable. So you could have aggression off for a rhythm tone, then a lead tone. Also pair that with different MIDI presets from the 2 notes. So you could add reverb in the 2 notes for a lead tone, something like that. I guess the main takeaway is that we wanted this to be whatever sort of amp you wanted it to be if you want gain in the amp. So it can be dead simple, or it can be very, very sophisticated if you want to dive into that sort of thing.
All right, Kyle, so I know this one has a ton of gain packed into it, but how clean does it get? What does the clean sound on the G20 sound like?
Extremely clean, actually. The D20 we designed, it can be very clean, but we wanted to give it that crunchy range to have edge of breakup tone. We figured since all the gain is in there, this is squeaky clean for all of your clean needs. So if you want to show us that, Sam.
Sure. And then you can hit the wide switch too.
Yeah. So you can hear the difference. The main purpose of the wide switch, as I mentioned earlier, is if you want a bit of a larger amp sound, it brings in a lot of additional low end, and an additional high end, sort of like a hi-fi type thing, to just make it sound really big if you're going for that sort of thing.
So what'll be the pricing and availability on the G20?
So we shipped the G20 in February. We've been working on this all Christmas, and it's only $100 more than the D20 at $12.99. Yep.
And where can people go online to find out more information about the G20, the D20, your pedals, and everything else you guys are doing?
At RevAmplification.com, you can check out the G20, including a performance video with an original song featuring Sam and Jeff Loomis playing through the G20.
Cool. All right, Sam, we're going to have you play us out. This is Jason Shadrick with Premier Guitar.